You can never be... Dozens of performers were captured in their Elvis vestments at an exhibition of photographs held last year at a gallery in Mississippi.
They put the suit on, they get on stage, they have an audience, you know, the music starts, something happens inside of them that is a transformation, and they definitely feel a different kind of energy than they feel certainly in their normal everyday lives. I know that every single one of them has certain things that they need to do in order to psych themselves up, in order to...
David Moore has idolized Elvis almost all his life. Paying his tribute is his vocation.
I do Elvis because I want people to know what that man was all about. You know, the kindness, the giving, the sharing. I loved Elvis like I've had some beautiful experiences, some sad experiences, some strange experience doing Elvis that I can't explain. I'll give you one example. I walked into a home where one has no love, and for 5 minutes show them love and compassion. What more in life is there?
Now,
Marilyn Monroe or James Dean or...
Bridge to Graceland took on an unshakable form and ritual, culminating in thousands of fans processing reverently past Elvis's grave and holding a candlelight vigil on the anniversary of the singer's death.
Nobody in their right mind goes to Memphis in August because it's so hot and so humid that it's quite uncomfortable. But you go in August as if you share something in common. There's a community, a bonding that takes place. The itinerary, you don't just go one place, you go to a series of places. Bethlehem, Jerusalem, the Jordan Valley, Tupelo, Graceland, Humes High School. What you take away is very critical. There is something other than a simple memento or a souvenir. There's something that has a tactile relationship to where you've been. There's water from the Jordan River. There's oil that's touched the tomb of Christ. There's dirt from Graceland. There's a leaf from Graceland. There's the ticket from Graceland.
Places and festivals.
It's going to come true.
In the Elvis recalls a poignant moment sitting with Elvis and his father Vernon in the meditation garden at Graceland.
Vernon turned to me, he said, "Larry, I remember
him." And sometimes they would have put him in his head. They showed him a man he was seeing, and it wasn't until he was an adult and wore his beautiful white jumpsuits that he realized he was seeing himself, that they had shown him his future.
Elvis was something special. He really was. We talked about it many times. The guys in his group, you know, in fact, I was a leader of the conversation several occasions.
Brancas e tons de violeta, azul, muito azul.
Uma amiga íntima de Elvis disse que estava andando com ele e testemunhou algo extraordinário, similar, talvez, à transfiguração de Cristo.
Oh, hush, little baby, don't you cry. You know your daddy's bound to die.
But for all that, Elvis died an ignominious death. It hardly seemed at the time like the beginning of a new chapter in the Elvis story.
I was over at the gate, over at Graceland, and when the ambulance went up, I had thought that something had happened to Lisa, and I didn't know until the ambulance actually came out and was leaving. And I looked in the back, and I saw Elvis, and I knew I'd never see him again. I knew he was gone.
I switched on the news, and it was on the news, and I just sat and cried all day. Just watched the television, watched the news over and over. Couldn't believe it, that he died. I cried, and I took my children to school, came back and cried again. Couldn't go to work. Just too emotional, too upsetting. It's horrible.
We said we would kill ourselves. But I was 10 and my sister was 11. But yeah, we did say that if ever we died, we would kill ourselves.
But did it seriously cross your mind?
Oh, yes. Very seriously.
I saw a slab with a body lying on it, and I froze. it was obvious that it was Elvis. You know, there's been so many stories about Elvis being alive. I only wish that were true. And yet, there was something in that room, a presence. And that was Elvis's soul, Elvis's spirit, or whatever you want to call it.
And Elvis, being an icon of the 20th century, lives on in his films and his recordings. He can be resurrected by any fan at the touch of a button.
I think all of his songs, if you listen to all his songs, he's actually getting messages over. You know, so he's just unbelievable. If he could actually resurrect again, you could say like Jesus, he'll never ever die. Never.
Refletir sobre as coisas por um ângulo.
O empresário de Elvis e seu pai nunca o encorajaram em sua busca religiosa. Ele compartilhou seus
being is hungry for above and beyond.
Booze of his age. One impersonator goes much further.
She done told me, and the father done